Hello, hello. So gonna wait for a few of you all and let people know that I'm on live. This is the first time that I have done this, so we'll see. Also wondering about my camera. So while I work out the kinks, give me just a segundo. All right, y'all. Hold on. Hi. Hey, Erica. Just trying to figure out these Instagram live streets. This is not my ministry. So just trying to figure it out and let people know that I am live. So I only have to tell this story one time. So give me just a second. Hey, Nisha. I'm reading sideways. Do I look sideways to y'all or do I look straight up and down? I don't even know. Trying to figure out what the Instagrams is working with. I am sideways. Okay, so I'll turn it the other way. That's stupid. So let me reconfigure my situation here so that y'all don't have to look at me sideways. Gotcha. Girl, look, I don't be on Instagram like this, but this is my new life. Okay. All right. So hopefully now I am how I'm supposed to be. Let me tell folks on my page that I am over here because I want to tell y'all what's been going on. Hey, Allison. All right. So Instagram didn't want to let me into my account, y'all. They were like, "You in Mexico, girl? Whatever." So it took me some time to recover my account. So that's why it took me a minute to get it here. And clearly, I do not really know how to work Instagram Live, so I am working that out as we speak. Hey, Anaya. So yeah. This is a whole new world for me and trying to get everything figured out and all of that. Brittany! So yeah. Y'all, thank you for your patience. That has been the word as I am here, as I'm speaking to people. I'm like, hola, yo hablo un poco español. Yo necesito muy paciencia, por favor. So, like, I need all the patience, okay? Because I don't really know how to speak the Espanol, but I'm doing my best. Hey, Karen, Okay, so y'all are getting in here. I'm gonna just wait a couple moments to kind of explain, because the biggest question that I've been getting is why Mexico? So I want to kind of talk to y'all a little bit about what happened and kind of what inspired me to get here. But while we're waiting, I know it's backwards, but y'all got to get y'all some merch, okay? Because I'm out here minding my black ass business, and it's great. Oh my gosh, I am loving every second of it. So y'all gotta go to mindingmybblackassbusiness.com, get you a t-shirt, get you a sweatshirt. Oh, I just got some hoodies. I'm gonna have to show y'all. I gotta remember what suitcase is in though. So give me a second. Hey Janice. Oh, I see it. I took it out already. So I'm going to show y'all my new sweatshirt. So I got hoodies and stuff on. But I am at the place in life where I am literally like, I'm minding my black ass business. Like, so it is what it is. So yeah. Okay. So I got here to Mexico yesterday about... My plane landed maybe about 12:15, I think. So, first thing, what freaking time is it, bruh? Like, so when I asked the internet what time, and I'm in Playa del Carmen, so that's where I'm starting this journey. But when I asked the internet what time zone Playa del Carmen is in, they tell me Eastern time. But it's not Eastern time, it's actually Central time. So I've been trying to figure out like what time it is all day, because my phone is telling me one thing, Alexa telling me something else. Like, it's been crazy. So I wanted to do this before like football games and stuff started today and all of that, because, you know, priorities. But anyway, so I got here yesterday at like 12:15, and it's 11:36 in Houston. Okay, yeah. So I'm on Central Time. Cool. So I get here yesterday at like 12:15, and I had arranged everything, right? So I'm doing Airbnb until I decide where I want to stay. I'm gonna decide if Playa del Carmen is where I want to stay. It's very walkable here, so I don't have to have a car or anything like that. So that's kind of what drew me to Playa del Carmen. But I'm also thinking about some other areas like Merida or Tulum, even Mexico City, Puerto Vallarta. So I'm just going to kind of see where my place is, and that'll be the place. So I get here, y'all, customs, and the airport is off the chain. Like, it took me a full hour and a half to get through customs and to get my bags. Customs was actually the more seamless part of it. The craziest part was waiting to get my bags. So I have gone in the past 3 years, I've gone from having a house, a 2-bed, 2.5 bath house with a garage, to having a 1-bedroom loft in Tampa, then a 1-bedroom loft in Pennsylvania, then to Brooklyn for a moment, and now here. So I said all that to say, it has been quite a process of like paring down my things. But I still got a lot of ish, y'all. So, I had 2 check bags, and I also had my carry-on suitcase, and then I had my backpack. Okay, so I got like 3 bags. I'm out here like with all my worldly possessions in these 3 bags. So it took forever for me to get my bag. So y'all, my ride left me. I'm at the airport. I'm texting the guy, like, he's like, you know, let me know when you're coming. So I'm like, you know, I'm waiting on my bags. I'm sitting here at baggage claim. I'm talking straight up free for all. Like, it was crazy out there. So I'm like, I'm waiting on my bags. So I get my bags, and I text the guy, and I'm like, hey, I'm on my way out now. Now, mind you, they said, so my flight landed at 12:05, or was supposed to land at 12:05, wound up landing at 12:15. I didn't get out and get my bags until 1:30. So I'm like talking to the guy the whole time, like, this is what's happening. Like, I don't have any control. I can't go back there and put the bags on the belt, right? So I finally walk out, and I'm like, I'm coming to get my bags. And they were like, oh, they left you. I'm sorry, what? Like, what do you mean? So they're like, oh, they had to leave. They had to go somewhere else. Bruh. What? So I'm like, how the hell am I going to get to my Airbnb? So luckily, in preparation for this, I've been working on this for months. So this has been since like April, May that I've been working on this transition. So I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos. So I knew like what to do because of the YouTube videos. So I go over to the bus station or whatever, or to the bus counter, the 80 bus, and I'm like, I need to get to Playa del Carmen. So they're like, okay. So they signed me up $11, okay, which in comparison, like the transportation that I had booked was gonna be about 50 something dollars, and it was gonna take me directly from the airport to my apartment, but they left, right? So then I'm like, okay, so I take the bus, and the bus is like air conditioned, it has a TV, it's got charging ports, like all of this for $11. So I was like, I should have did this in the first place. So I get on the bus gets me to Playa del Carmen. So I get here, and now I got to figure out how to get to my place. I don't know where I am. So I'm literally like standing on Fifth Avenue, which is like the really, really busy area of town. So I'm like literally just standing there on the sidewalk like, okay, Kim, you can figure this out. Like, you can do this. Like, you can do this. So I'm looking around, so I see all the taxi cabs, but I had thought I was going to see an ATM so that I would be able to get Mexican money. And there were no ATMs. There were no ATMs in the airport. There were no ATMs in sight that gave me Mexican money. So I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, I need somebody like that could take a card. So I walk up to the taxi driver, and I'm like, hi, like, yo necesito ayuda. Like, I need some help. So he's like, what's up? So I tell him where I'm going. And they were like, oh, okay, yeah, that's really close. It'll be however much it was in pesos. So I was like, yeah, do you take cards? So he said no. So I'm like, shit. So I said, he was like, well, we can, we take American money. It'll be $8. Bet I can do that. $8, wonderful. Let's go. So I get in the cab, in the taxi, and they drop me off here, get into my place, like all of that. So yeah, so Nisha, I found that out that I could pay with American money. I wasn't sure, right? So at any rate, so I get here, like everything is great, get checked and all that, whatever. So to the question of why did I leave? Long story short is that America makes me weary. Like, that is the short answer. America just makes me tired. Like, and it's interesting because when I was younger, I was a really patriotic person, and I really was like, ooh, yay, America. And the more that I reflect on the Black experience, hey Tiff, the more I reflect on the Black experience in America, I'm like, I don't like, and I don't have to like that was the thing, that I don't have to be in America to be happy, or this lie of the American dream that a lot of people sell. And they're like, you have to have a house, and you have to have a car, and you have to have a job, and like all of these things. Like, I just, at this point in life, don't subscribe to any of that anymore. So what happened, I told you I was in Pennsylvania last year. So I had moved to Pennsylvania. I was working with the Department of Education, and I'll talk a whole lot more about that, but this is the very Cliff Note version. It was extremely toxic. Pennsylvania is very, hey Gail, Pennsylvania is very, very, very racist. I did not know this before moving there. I learned that people call Pennsylvania, Nisha, girl, we got to talk more. I learned that people call Pennsylvania Pennsyltucky. I call it Pennsylbama or Pennsylsippy. Like, they are just so racist there, and I hated it. And being in education, I saw like how committed people are to creating inequities for Black and brown people. And I was like, I don't like this, right? So it caused a lot of mental anguish, like really, really, really bad, to the point like I had to get on medicine, like all types of things. So I'll tell that story another day. So in April, my therapist told me that I needed to take off of work because it was really stressing me out, and it was impacting my physical health. So I took off and I wound up going to Medellin, Colombia. And I was there for some time, and just really appreciated being somewhere where I didn't have to be a certain way. I didn't have to present a certain way. Like I could literally just be me, right? And if I felt like dealing with people that day, I could. If I didn't want to deal with people, I didn't have to. I didn't feel like I had to be on stage. Like I was just like, I like this freedom. I like the opportunity. I'm really big on culture and learning other cultures and really discovering how other people do things, because again, I feel like in America we're so programmed that our way is the right way and the only way and it's the best way, and it's just not, right? So when I went to Colombia, I saw like the country was so intentional on taking care of their people. They had all of these things that they did to help out the poor, and I just really appreciated that and respected that. So while I was there, I met these three ladies. I had gone on a tour, and I met these three ladies, these three black ladies on this tour, and we started talking. So it turns out two of them are Deltas, so that was crazy, and then another one was a Zeta, and like the more we started talking, one of them had gone to school in New Orleans, the other one had lived there for a while, so we just had like all these things in common. And I asked them, I was like, what made you all pick up and move? Because they lived in Colombia. And they were like, girl, why not? Like, America is trash. And I was like, you right. So they were like, why not? You know, if COVID taught us anything, it taught us that we don't have to be in America to, or don't have to like live this American dream in order to make a living. So they were like, I work remotely. Peace out. Like I was out of there. So I was like, damn, y'all on to something. So after talking to them and hanging out with them, I was like, y'all, when I get back to America, I am selling my stuff and I'm moving. So originally I was going to go to Colombia, and then Colombia started having a lot of protests happening. Their COVID numbers went up really high. So then I was like, well, maybe not Colombia. So I started watching YouTube videos about the best places for Black expats. And there were a few places on the list. So Colombia was one, Costa Rica, Panama, Portugal, Turkey, where else did they have on there? Vietnam, South Korea, like it was just all these places. And Mexico was one. So I was thinking to myself, I had never been to Mexico. And I've been, you know, quite a few places, but had never been to Mexico. So I really kind of started diving into what Mexico had to offer and recognized that there's so much propaganda in America that we tell about Mexico. And it is toxic. Like we really, and it's not just because of the past administration, it's just period. Like we are taught to believe that Mexican people are dangerous. That's the first thing everybody is like when I'm like, yeah, I'm moving to Mexico, and they're like, ooh, you got to be careful with the cartel. And I'm like, look, I don't sell drugs, so I'm good. Like I don't plan on like hobnobbing with the cartel, okay? But many people talk about how they feel so much safer here in Mexico than they do in America. So that kind of started like getting on my brain. So then I looked up the cost of living, and I was like, so for instance, for me to stay in Harrisburg, the loft that I had in Harrisburg was maybe about $1,300, and then I also had electricity, gas, Wi-Fi, had to furnish the place, right? Then I had my car, so it was gas, transportation, like all of this stuff, right? So wow, I didn't even realize in the Caribbean, yeah, so many untruths, right? So I started like calculating stuff. So I was like, how much would it cost for me to stay here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania? And it came up to like, I don't know, $2,400 a month, or I don't know, something crazy. So no, it was actually more than that. Yeah. So anyway, maybe like $2,500 a month. So I did that. So then I was like, okay, what are my other options? So I could go back home to New Orleans. I could go to Boston. I could go to New York. But all of that would be me staying in somebody else's space. And though I am a great roommate, Erica, you can attest to that. I do not like being in other people's space because I'm very much an introvert. Like, I need to recuperate from people. And I recognize that a lot of people that I roll with are also introverts and need to recuperate from people. So I was like, I don't want to put my cousin or my dad or any of my friends in a position where they're like, can you just go to your room and leave me alone or whatever, right? So I was like, well, I don't want to go home, so I won't do that. So then I started thinking about other places in the country, and there's nowhere that I can exist for this cost of living in America and live the type of life that I want to live. So my place that I have here in Mexico, like when I started looking, and I'm bougie, y'all. So like, and I'm okay with that, right? So like bathrooms are a big thing for me. The neighborhood, like kitchen, like I need to have a space that is clean. Like, I don't like tile. Like, there are certain things about me that just kind of skeeve me out. So I started looking at those types of places, and we were talking like $800 to maybe $1,000 for rent. Again, that's because I'm bougie. If I wasn't bougie, I could be existing for maybe $500 to $700. And these are what they call gringo prices. So this is just literally me having an Airbnb. This is not, me having my own apartment. So if I get my own apartment outside of Airbnb, it's significantly cheaper, but not really worried about all that right now. So anyway, so I was like, it's so much cheaper for me to just go away than to try to stay here figuring it out. So then I was like, let me get rid of this car. Because why do I need a car? Like, at first I was going to leave my car at my cousin's house in New Orleans, but then I was like, when I come back to the States, I may not necessarily go to New Orleans, so my car would just be sitting there. I didn't want to leave my car in New York. It's too much like logistics with parking and like all that kind of stuff. So I was like, why am I keeping this car? Just for the sake of saying that it's paid off? Like, why am I keeping this car? And then some of y'all might know back in May, I had a situation where my engine failed with my car and Hyundai paid for it or whatever, but it was like so much drama to try to get my car fixed, and it was still like doing stupid stuff or whatever. So I was like, I'm selling the car. So I sold the car. Let me see. I left on Saturday. I sold the car on Friday. It was like, here y'all go. Thank you. Let me catch this Uber back to the house. So got rid of my car, just like got rid of all of these things. And I feel like there was weights that I was cutting like the entire time that I was making this transition. So like I sold my house. I sold my car. I stopped that job, right? So I decided that I was going to launch out into working as a full-time consultant. So I technically got laid off from my job, but it was a blessing because it allowed me to increase my income by like 6-7 times over. So I'm still working with the schools and the school districts and the leaders that I was working with, and able to do all of that remotely from anywhere. So even with and I have been saving money the whole time. So I actually already have everything that I need for the next year. I already have saved. So any additional money that comes in is money that I can use, right, to filter into somewhere else, investments or whatever. So when I really counted the cost, I was like, why I'm trying to stay in America again? I don't really want to do this. I really don't like, it doesn't make sense to me. So that is what inspired me in a nutshell. What inspired me to move here. And I've always said, which is so funny, like I love tacos. They are just the best thing that God ever created. And I always said I must be part Mexican because sis will eat tacos every day, okay? Without a problem. And it's so nuts because at the time I never thought that I would come to Mexico. But I am just so like happy to be here. I feel so free. I feel so peaceful. I feel like I the past month when I was in Brooklyn, I spent a lot of that time decompressing from all the trauma that I had from Pennsylvania. And there were many days where I was struggling. Like I was struggling with anxiety and just really like trying to get it together. And what I recognized is that my body was like releasing all of that trauma that I had encountered, along with just being Black in America. It's like my body was getting to this place of releasing all of that stuff so that I could bring in other types of energy. So I really started to feel like my creativity ramping back up, and just this freedom and peace that I want to exist as. I feel that coming back. So it's just made me really excited. So that's what inspired me to create Minding My Black Ass Business. And it really is because that's all I wanted to do in America was mind my black ass business. Like, just let me be. But that's not how America is set up for people that look like us. So it's not a thing, right? So I really just want to be in this space where I'm able to do whatever makes me happy. And I have like decided that I am not doing anything, like I'm not showing up for anything that don't make me happy. I'm not showing up for anything that feels like too much of a draw for me or too much of a pull. Like I'm actually and finally in a place where I can say yes to things that are aligned with my purpose. And if it's not, I'm not doing it. And I have that peace to be able to do that, especially because I'm not in a situation where I'm concerned about money from day to day. So, this has been a long time coming. Like I am, to say I'm excited doesn't feel like it is big enough. Like, it just feels, I'm overwhelmed. This is another thing I'm going to do is talk about like being on the other side of overwhelmed and what that looks like. Like the overwhelmingness right now is overwhelmed with gratefulness and overwhelmed with possibilities, as opposed to being overwhelmed with life and burdens and all that kind of stuff. When I look at my bills, I literally have a cell phone bill, medical insurance, and my storage unit for my art that I have in Harrisburg because I didn't want to get rid of my artwork. That's it. That's it. Like every other bill that is there, I don't need it. Like I don't have it. I don't need it. It like it was so crazy yesterday. I was at the airport and I kept like going back and forth between, oh my God, I'm moving to Mexico and I'm moving to Mexico. Like I was excited and then crying and excited and then crying. Like I just kept going like back and forth because, I can't believe that it's finally come to this time, but I'm so proud of myself that I took the leap and I decided to get the freedom. Like Erica said, the freedom for me. Like I feel free and I feel energized and just ready to explore. And get this, let me tell you how Favor works. So one of the YouTubers that I followed to like figure out what it was like here, her name is Energy. And she has a really like calm spirit, really young. She's a young girl, but she just kind of talked about like what it was like to be here. So I am in like the expat groups on Facebook, and I see that she just so happens to be in Playa right now. So she makes a post and she's like, want to work on my photography skills. Is there anybody who wants to practice like taking pictures or whatever? Totally free, like just who wants to? Now y'all know this model was like, listen, sis, sign me up, right? So I comment and I was like, hey, I would love to take you up on this offer. I just got here to Playa yesterday, so I would love to take you up on that. And now we're meeting up this week. It's just like it is. I don't know, y'all. I don't even have the words. Like, I'm trying to like find the words to be able to say like how awesome this is. But yeah, Tiffany, it's like just such a different perspective, and just I've never experienced this type of freedom and peace before. So I'm just uber excited to be here. So yeah. So that is the beginning of this story. It's a much longer story than this, but that is the short version of what made me move here. And I am just so happy about all the things. So, and I thank y'all so much. Like, y'all are just so supportive, and y'all are like, yes, do the thing, sis. Because this the other thing is like there were a few people that I told who knew like ahead of time, and there were a few folks who were like projecting their fears onto me, right? And I really had to like rebuke that and denounce that, because I'm not in that space. Like, I'm not in a space of being in fear and living in fear and operating in a box. Just say you did it, Joe. I'm not operating like that anymore. So that's something else that I see is like my relationships are transitioning, because I just don't have space for people that are projecting their issues onto me. I know how I'm making a living. Like, I didn't just wake up, and even though it feels like it's a lot of people, like I just woke up yesterday and was like, I'm coming to Mexico. Like I said, I've been working on this since April. So that is something else that I'm seeing, that like those relationships are transitioning, and God is bringing me people that get it and that are wanting me to win and are wanting me to be successful. And I really just want to be able to inspire other people, because I feel like a lot of people will say things like must be nice, and it's like you have no idea how easy it was for me to pick up my life and be like, I'm leaving. Like, this move was easier than my move to Pennsylvania, than any move that I had in America. And it feels so great. Like, right now I have these 3 suitcases, but what I know is within the next month or something, probably half of this stuff I'm not going to even need. So my goal is to get down to maybe like 1.5 suitcases and just be out here. And Mexico may be my final landing place, or I may decide I want to go somewhere else. But guess what? I could go wherever I feel like going, because I have the freedom to do it, because I work for me now. So it's like, wherever I feel like I want to be, that's where I can be. And I can help other people who want to do the same, to figure that out. And I can just be minding my black ass business around this world. Okay. So that's it, y'all. Like, this has been just quite an adventure, and I know it's just starting, but I don't even know. Like, I'm reminded that God says he can do greater than, or he will do greater than we can think or imagine. So for me to be at this place of manifesting this and recognizing that what he has in store for me is even greater than the things that I can now imagine, because these doors have been open, it just literally brings me to tears, because I have so many big dreams about helping people and impacting others and inspiring others. And that's why I do everything that I do. So I just know that I'm being positioned to have international influence, and not everybody can say that. Not everybody can say that they have an international influence or international presence. And God has been like, yes, sis, this is what I have for you. So that's it. I don't know. Do y'all have questions? I feel like I'm just rambling. I ain't had a chance to talk to nobody about all of this, so I kind of feel like I'm rambling. But yeah, I don't know if y'all have any questions. Oh, and I said I was gonna get this hoodie. So let me grab this hoodie so I can show y'all my new hoodie. Hold on. Okay. So this is my new hoodie. It's the same design, Minding My Black Ass Business, but it's cropped. So it's a cropped hoodie. So this is what I'm going to be putting on the website within the next couple of days. So it's all about just minding your black ass business, y'all. I just want us to mind our black ass business. Erica said, did you sell your furniture and everything too? Yes. So, excuse me, I sold everything I could. I'm talking from the NutriBullet to the freaking Tupperware containers. Like, Facebook Marketplace is my friend. You can get rid of so many things on Facebook Marketplace. So I sold everything on Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. And what I didn't sell, I gave it away. I was just like, free mattress. Who needs it? King size. If you could come and get it, you could take it. So yeah, I sold everything. And then I literally have, so I paint. But I also collect art. So I had two really amazing pieces of artwork that I had commissioned by an artist in Tampa. And I really like them. So I didn't want to get rid of it. I was going to foster my artwork, but that would have meant that I had to drive down to Tampa in order to do that. And it just wound up being a logistical nightmare. So I put that in storage. And then I have a box of pictures. So like pictures from college and whatever I have left over from that Katrina didn't take. So I have that stuff in storage. And then I have, I think one more box of stuff like t-shirts or things that do mean something, like some of my Delta paraphernalia, like stuff like that. That stuff I have in storage. Everything else sold. Facebook Marketplace. Out of there. So I sold all those things and I started that. I decided I was leaving in April, so probably about the end of May, beginning of June, I started posting stuff. And then this the other thing. So I don't know if y'all are on Amazon Prime, if y'all have Amazon Prime, but what I love about Amazon Prime in the States, I don't know how it works in Mexico, but in the States, you can return stuff. Very easily. So what happened, like my sofa was one of the first things that sold, and so I didn't have a sofa. So what I did is I ordered an inflatable sofa off Amazon Prime, and then I had that for the month or whatever, and then I just returned it. And I was like, thank y'all so much for letting me borrow that sofa. Here you go. You can have it back. So that's how I kind of got around all of that stuff. But yeah, I sold everything. Is the health insurance reasonable? It is, and I'm still looking. I'm taking this off, y'all. It's hot as hell here, y'all. It's like 91 degrees. Okay. Like it is summertime. But anyway, I'm still shopping around for health insurance. I have a strategy coach. So he is looking for the best deal right now. But right now it looks like it's going to be maybe $100 a month because it's travel insurance and it's really set up for digital nomads. That's what this life is that I'm living, is digital nomadship. So it's set up for digital nomads to be able to get cheap, what do you call it? Cheap emergency coverage, like urgent care, emergency rooms, like all that kind of stuff. So I have that set up now. But this is the other thing. Health insurance and other places, not health insurance, getting help, like medical help, doctors, like pharmacists, all that kind of stuff, is so cheap in other places. So like when I was in Colombia, I was asking them about the to go to the doctor, and it was like $20 to go to the doctor. Like, that's it. There are lots of places too where it's free. Like healthcare is just free. So it's cheap here as well. So because what I actually want to do, I want to look into I had my retainer broke. I have a bonded retainer on the bottom, and then my actual retainer that I used to wear on top, Jack had ate it back when he was here. So my teeth have shifted. So I want to do Invisalign because I'm starting to get some gaps. So I want to close that. And it may cost like $1,000, which is not a lot. So it's just so much more affordable here. Brittany said, how'd you sleep last night? Were you anxious? Girl, I slept like a doggone baby. You hear me? Child, I figured out how to work this air conditioner up in this place. And sis, got myself in the shower, laid my burdens down. I think I went to sleep last night probably at like 10 o'clock. I was so freaking tired. I was so exhausted. But no, I felt very peaceful. No anxiety. Matter of fact, I forgot to even take my medicine. So I need to do that. But yeah, it was no anxiety. I don't feel anxious about anything. Even yesterday when I was trying to figure out like where I was going and going to the grocery store and walking around the neighborhood, and when I finished eating and went to the grocery store, it was starting to get dark. I was around the corner. Like, I didn't have anxiety about any of that. I didn't have anxiety when the daggone transportation left me. I was just like, okay, I guess I got to figure it out. Let me see. Let's go on over to this counter, talk to these people at the bus. No, I don't feel anxious at all. And that is such a blessing because there were so many things in the States that were making me anxious. I just felt like I was always on edge about things, just because you don't know how an interaction might wind up. So no, I'm not like one of the things that they've been talking about recently is because of everything that was happening at the border with the Haitian immigrants or refugees, that they are now checking for people's documentation, like to make sure that you're here legally, because a lot of people are traveling through Mexico to try to get to the US. So that's something they're cracking down on. So that was good to know, but I'm just like, okay, I mean, I have my stuff and I'm clear to be here, so it's fine. So yeah, no anxiety at all. Just like, okay, what are we gonna do today? Like, let's see what this is gonna look like. So yeah, and I have some comforts from home. Like, I brought Alexa with me, so I needs my music. So that's here, and I just love my balcony so much because I've been wanting a balcony and just wanting. It's the draw to be near the elements. Today I'm gonna figure out where the beach is later on this afternoon when it cools off a little bit. But they say it's like a 10-minute walk. So I'm going to take a walk and go see where the beach is. I don't really like the beach because I don't like sand. But, I'll see where it is and see what it has to offer. So yeah, Tiffany said she paid less for medical in Germany. Yeah. America, bruh, when you start really doing research and looking at the types of ways that we do things that they've told us that this is how it's supposed to go, it doesn't make sense because we in America are so centered on capitalism. Like, everything is about the dollar, and not the dollar for the little people, the dollar for the big people, right? And I'm just tired of feeding that. Like, I don't like. So I don't want to participate in that. So it's going to be really nice to not have to worry about that kind of stuff. Now, one thing I will say, these are two things that I was like, so one is the water. And, you know, I think people know that, like, when you're in Mexico, you're not supposed to drink the water. I have sometimes I can have psychosomatic symptoms. So like when I was at home, I felt like every time I went outside I caught COVID. I have not had COVID, knock on all the wood. But sometimes my mind be like, girl. So I had taken it when I took the shower yesterday. I was washing my face and I wasn't swallowing the water, right? But in my mind, I was like, oh, this is it. I'm going to be sick. Because the water. But I'm fine. So anyways, so water is really cheap here. As far as like bottled water. So everybody operates with bottled water. And the host for my Airbnb left me some water. And then, like I said, the grocery store is right around the way. So that is an adjustment of using bottled water to cook, using bottled water to brush my teeth, like all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be an adjustment. This the other thing though, y'all, that like, I was like, so you can't flush toilet paper. You can't flush toilet paper. So the first time that I got here, I was like, well, I gotta pee. And I forgot. So I did flush the toilet paper. Nothing happened. But then, this might be TMI, but hey, here we are. But then, okay, so then after that, so they keep, you know, a trash can in a bathroom or whatever for you to put your toilet paper. I know, Tennille. So yesterday I was like, so okay, so I use bathroom. So then this morning when I woke up, I was like, I gotta use it. Like, I gotta use it. I'm like, I can't hold it. I gotta go. So I had to poop, and you're just supposed to put the toilet paper in the trash can. So they change the trash often. But that was something I was like, woo, child. That's gonna be different. So Erica, this is the thing. So I cannot really wrap my mind around a bidet. Like, I understand it's a thing. I don't know what it really feels like to have water squirting up my butt. So I just don't know what to do with that. I don't know. I know that it's like the way that people, you know, do bathrooms. But I'm still working on what that looks like. But that's how you don't use a lot of toilet paper and it's not dirty, right? Because your butt is clean. But I'm still working on that. You know, God's still working on me with that, and we'll figure it out. But that was one of the biggest things. I was like, Lord, what is gonna happen when I got the poop? So for now, I take a lot of showers. So yeah, so that was like two big things that I said, okay, like this is different. So yeah, that was funny. Other than that, I know it's going to be like hella stuff that's going to come up, but that's it that I've encountered so far that I'm like, okay, this is really different. But I'm trying to be open. Like, so, you know, when I, for instance, get something to eat, like I don't want to, and that's why I went to eat out, because I don't want to cook. Because I'll just be making things that I know how to make. Like, I want to see what the cultural norms are besides tacos. But I want to see like how the food is. And then they always talk about like how in America our food is so processed, and it's not everywhere else. So I really want to be able to experience like the freshness and everything of the food. I can say yesterday when I went to get tacos, they were the street tacos, right? So they're kind of small. And I had 3 tacos yesterday, and I was full. Like, I was shocked because sis could eat some tacos. You hear me? Like, I will smash them all. And I had 3 tacos, and that was it. I had 3 tacos. I drank my water, and I was like, okay, and I'm good to go. So I felt satisfied. So that's why I want to like really see what the food situation is like. Honey, COVID really like gotcha, girl. Okay. So talking about like 2019 and like all the craziness that was happening into 2020 and COVID into 2021. Y'all, it's October. Okay. So anyway, I'm glad that I have a lot of walking that I need to do, and some different food options. So that's going to be really good to see what that looks like and sounds like. And then I'm going to check out this street food. Yesterday, someone was making crepes, and it looks so good. So I have to find somewhere where I can get some pesos so that I can actually eat. Yes, Allison, I will definitely be sharing my food journey. I had posted my tacos yesterday on my stories. So this is where I'm going to be like sharing all of the stuff of my journey, what it looks like, what it sounds like, the different places that I go, the different things I try, is all going to be on this this page here. So again, I just appreciate you all and thank y'all for coming on. I had not actively like told people about Minding My Black Ass Business, but just yesterday and me posting, there were, I don't know, 60 something people that followed the page. So I would love for you all to share it with other people, just so they can see and experience and contribute to what this looks like for us to mind our Black ass business as we are living in these bodies and trying to experience the freedom that we deserve, and just kind of releasing ourselves out of the box and out of the bondage that we've been in. So even if you can't physically leave at this time, maybe there are some things that you can do with the way that you exist, through the types of education that you expose yourself to, that you can kind of start to release some of the programming that we have had in America. So thank y'all so much. I feel supported, right? And just so happy for all of this. So definitely, I don't know if y'all have any other questions. If you do, feel free to drop them in. I am going to be starting a YouTube page, so I'll probably just upload this on there. So I am going to start that page and really just, I guess, like be a vlogger or influencer or whatever, but really just looking to kind of spread awareness and to tell my story and to encourage other people, especially regarding the mental health piece of it. That's something that's really important to me, and normalizing the struggles that we have as Black and brown people. So I would love you all's support in sharing that. I would love your support in getting you some Minding My Black Ass Business merch. Right now I have t-shirts on, I have notebooks, and I have face masks. So feel free to check that out. And like I said, I'm going to be releasing the hoodies probably next week. Hoodies and sweatshirts, as it is now hoodie season in a lot of places. So that's going to be coming out. So even if it's not for you, it may be for somebody that you know. And I just appreciate y'all's support. So I will be in touch soon. Like I said, please share, share, share. And I love y'all so much, so much, so much. And we'll talk soon. Okay? Bye, y'all.